Now that we have communication with the PHP from the JavaScript, and as you can see, it's instantaneous. It's just, it pop, pop. You know, if we did an alert, instead of a console log, if we said alert, alert. Whenever we hit that button, hit the button, son. Whenever we hit that button, it's just going to pop up. There's no refresh. And we can just keep doing it. There's no refresh. That's the thing with JavaScript. It's front end, so you don't have to worry about refreshing anything. But now at this point, we could also put nothing in here, and it would come up. We would also put nothing in here, and it would come up. So we don't want that. Now, you can do checks here in the JavaScript. You can do checks back here. We're going to do a little bit of both because I wanted to show you a differentiation between the two and see how you like to do it. The way that we built this, you can get out of here. The way that we built, and you can get out of here, this specific page, we have an error area. Now, if I were to, and by the way, I forgot to close this out. If I were to see how this looks by typing in like that, this is what it looks like. Now, it's hard to read because I got this purple thing back here. Let me get that out of here. Let's close it to open it again. Form. Yeah, background color. Let's just get that out of there. In fact, let's not have it do that. Let's go with 600 pixels, margin, 0 auto. Again, just watch my CSS. This is how you center things. Margin top, or one of the ways you can center things. This is the cleanest way I know. So now we have a form in the middle, and now we can see the ers and the ers. This makes it a little bit better. And if you want to style even more so, you can style even more so. So let's get rid of those. But like I said, if you want, you can go in here in the JavaScript, and you can tell the JavaScript to do some checking. You could say if body equals blank. Actually, no, wait. You can go outside here. I'm sorry. You can say if body equals blank, and then you can do document get element by ID, body inner HTML. Again, we've done this a million times. Enter a body. Yeah, we would have to do both at a time, so let's just do both at a time. Number equals double equals enter a body, document get element by ID, number inner HTML, enter a number. Again, if you haven't seen my JavaScript tutorial, this will be foreign to you. Else if body equals blank and number does not equal blank, document, ID, body, inner HTML, enter a body, and just make sure that there's nothing in there so it doesn't become confusing. Blank, else if body does not equal blank and number does, document, body HTML equals blank, document, number. This is one way, you don't have to do it this way. Enter a number. And then, if this all checks out, then we else this stuff, which is this, whatever we do here. Okay? It's freaking indentation. Alright, so now if we were to do this, it would say enter a body into there. We did that, it would say that. If we did that, and did that, it would say that. So that's one way, you could do the checks out here about whether or not this has values to it. So it can, and then at that point you could do the request, text, whatever. But now what I usually do when it comes to sending things back here, where is my send? Sending things back here is now we can do more checks. But when it comes to text, you don't really have to worry. Now, if you wanted, just for the sake of arguing or just for the sake of having something to do, you can say, we can make these variables, body equals post body, number equals post number, make it easier for yourself. Not bumper, number. Make sure you spell correctly. Okay, anyway. And now at this point we can say if string length, we've done this a million times, body is less than 5, we can say that body equals that's too short. You can do this out here. You can do all this out here. You don't have to send this back, but I want to show you like kind of a change. Now how do I, we can do an is numeric, I think it's is int. Let me see, PHP is int. Integer, yeah, I think. Yeah, there is an is integer. Just want to double check. Because I think this is true or false, right? Yeah, it's Boolean. So it would be, let's see. Try some for yourself, dickweed. Okay, so I think, right, okay. So if it's 1, all right. But yeah, 1 or blank. Let me just double check. So I would then do else if is integer number equals nothing, the number error. And let's send this out. Let's initialize these things, because we're going to send them. That's not an integer. Okay, and we'll just do that. And then we'll say else, and now we'll start. Oh yeah, and we're going to send out echo body error. And what I usually do is I usually do a tilde and then a blank, and you'll see why. Like a little space, and you'll see why. Number error. And then I'll say echo body error and a tilde and a space, number error. Okay, and then if we're good, if it's long enough and the integer is an integer, then we are going to do our, well, for now, let's just echo out no error, no errors, and we'll just echo out body and number, just to make sure that this still works. Oh, and don't forget that tilde in there. So with each of these double values where we have like body error or more than one value that we send out, we're going to put a tilde and a space. And the reason is because you'll see. Now what we'll do is we'll send stuff, and we'll say in the send stuff function if, well actually wait, I'm sorry, before we do that, we're going to make a variable. And we're going to call send info. And send info equals an array. Now, send info will then equal this dot response text dot, here we go, split, bang, the tilde. This dot response text dot split the tilde. Again, this is how I do it. This doesn't have to be how you do it, okay? But this is just a way to get you started. This is the one that I found to be most efficient, and it usually works. This response text, which we've just seen what that does, And now we're going to split and turn into an array everything that is separated by the tilde and the space. Now, if send info, the 0 index does not equal no error, meaning that there was an error, we are going to by date, body error, inner HTML equals send info 1. We're going to send out both anyway, even if one doesn't have an error. But if it doesn't have an error, it'll just be blank, and the other one will not be blank. It's just that simple. Now, else, now we're going to do what we want to do. At this point, I didn't make any table or whatever to print out what we have in that database. Why don't we do that? Now, we can actually just do a grid because this is only 3 spaces. Well, it's only 2 really. But I don't really have that. I don't want to spend too much time on this. So let's just copy and paste. What do you say? Let's just go. Yeah, we'll just go like this. Underneath this, we'll make a div, class equals tables, just so we don't reuse any keywords, just in case. And it goes like, what is it? It's, okay. Do an H2, entries in this, in the async table. Otherwise, you're not going to see the fruits of your labor, per se. And now, again, I could do a grid, but I don't feel like looking it up. Table. I'm not going to lie, I just don't feel like looking it up. Going through that. I don't feel like styling it. Tables style themselves. They're old, they're not really used anymore, but they style themselves. TR, and we'll just go TH, body, TH, number, TH, and we're going to put a couple more THs in there, and we're going to hold that off in just a sec. Because like I said, this is going to be a few things. We got to do create, read, update, delete. I'm going to do it with asynchronous JavaScript. Oh wait, we're not going to do that. Close out the table. So now this becomes what we did here. Remember that? But before we get into all that, let me just finish this up quick. Okay, so go here. So else, we'll just console log, and we'll console log send info. Actually, wait, this would be, I'm sorry. Because if the no error is not in the 1 slot, then it's going to be 0 and 1. I'm sorry. That's what we did here. Echo. If we don't have no error in the 1 slot, then the 1 index, the 1 slot of the array would be body error. So yeah, don't forget that. So it's 0, 1, not 1, 2. We'll send info 0. Send. Oh wait, sorry, JavaScript, plus send info 1, plus send info 2. Just to double check, okay? Got a console log up. Let's now see if this works. So entries in the async table, we haven't done anything with that yet. We're going to. So if we don't put anything in here, we got blah, we do that, blah, we get rid of that, we do that, blah. Okay, so now let's put something in there. Oh, let's just go let, and we'll do that. Oh, because yeah, but it should be putting that in anyway. Let me get rid of this. I said to... Right, it should be blank anyway. Okay, let's do that. So we know that the JavaScript words, let's do that. Let's do this. Find body error. That's not an integer. Okay, that's not working. Oh, and this is down here. Why is that? What did I call it? Yeah, that's body error. I guess we do have to, yeah, let's do that. I initialized it, but why is it down there? Whoop. Saying it's not an integer. This should be stringline body is integer. All right, we'll just do it is not equal to 1. How about that? What the hell are you doing? Oh, this is what I want to do. Keep saying that's not an integer. Why is that? Yeah, okay, well, we're going to get an error there. Okay, so we don't need this. I just want to show you what we don't need that. Let's go with that. But this should say something because of the string length. Enter number. Sorry, folks. I need more sleep than I realize. All right, so that. There you go. That's too short. All right, so there you have it. So we have the background check. So now, what we're going to do instead of, and if we put in, let's type something for realsies. If we do that, we'll get that. So it seems to be working. Our primitive form of asynchronous checks is working. So instead of doing that, let's just do what we always do. We have a con. We're going to say enter async equals con prepare insert into async body. Actually, wait, I don't need that. Body number values body number. Okay. And then we are going to execute. And then we are going to echo no error. Should just put that on top. Well, yeah, at this point, let's just do this and because we want to do something else, and we'll do that when I come back. Okay. Now what should happen is when we hit this button, there should be an entry. So let's see if this thingy worked. And we'll put in that. Oh, I gotta do, okay, yeah, okay. Let me just make sure I have to take out those. Yeah, I have to take out those, I gotta strip slashes and stuff. Let's do that better. Okay, so let's do strip slashes, HTML special characters, HTML and not special characters, and we'll just do body, strip slashes, because we're going to keep getting that error if we don't. What was the one for apostrophes? Because I think it's going to keep giving me that error. It might keep giving me that error. Yeah, it's going to keep giving me that error. Let me see. I forgot what it was. I'm sorry. PHP, MySQL, apostrophe. Escaping apostrophe. Again, I've been spoiled with these. Oh, add slashes. I'm sorry. Let's do add slashes. Add slashes, put slashes next to the apostrophes so it doesn't. And then you can strip them when you print them out. Let's try that again. No, it's still doing it. Yeah, you see how it's saying from the where the apostrophe is? Okay, hold on. See, this is a good thing to remember because I forgot all this stuff because I haven't done this by myself in a while. But MySQL will cop out. If you don't tell it to strip those slashes. And I used to do it all the time. Let me see. So maybe we should do this first. And slashes, there you go. Oh yeah, by the way. That doesn't mean anything. So we gotta actually make it equal to something. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's try that again. And there you go. And now if we look here, it's there. Okay? So we might want to do something with this. Let me see. Sorry about that. I forgot to make that equals. Again, it's been a while since I've used this. So we might want to do something with this, but we'll just go document, get element by ID, body, value equals, and we'll blank that out. Document, blah, 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 number, and we'll blank that out. Okay? And now we don't need this, but what we'll do in the next video is we'll put together this table and we'll put together this table so that we can see this and we can populate it here, okay? Sorry it took that long. It's a good way to learn how to do this stuff and how to look it up, all right? So I will see you in the next video.